us, I guess to me, an end-to-end solution is where a customer comes to us with we take a very consultative approach to each and every customer engagement. So if a customer comes with a problem or a need, and we kind of tease out those requirements, and in the end, the solution is call it stitched together. We might use multiple technologies to bring the solution, but it's seamless to the end user, it's seamless to the customer, and it solves that problem. So in my view, that's an end-to-end solution that we've come in and provided an answer to. And it's and again, it's sort of seamless to the customer itself. We have a lot of customers that just very highly value availability and uptime, let's say. And one in particular I can think of, it was an engagement a couple of years ago, was looking for just about 100% uptime solution during cementing operations and well completion operations offshore. And what we did is we came up with a solution that while they were in that critical phase of the drilling program, we had a dual satellite, we call it a dual stack solution, where we have dual ground segment on board a rig or an FPSO, looking at dual satellites, landing at geographically diverse teleport infrastructure, dual terrestrial infrastructure to dual data centers. So in essence, there's very little that can go wrong. And we always say that, I guess, with the exception of a weather event right over the particular, the rig itself, in which case they might shut down operations anyway. So that was an example of something that was quite unique in the marketplace, and we took a lot of time kind of working with the customer to design certainly an end-to-end solution that required a lot of different inputs for a lot of different areas. And the end result was a very happy customer, number one, but a solution that's been going on now for kind of a year and a half, and we've had just that, literally 100% uptime for that particular customer. So the value is no downtime, more secure operations, more visibility into their operations, which is ultimately what they were looking for. That's a good question. I think oftentimes it kind of comes from the customer. The customers don't know what questions to ask, and oftentimes they think of satellite services or even end-to-end satellite services, and they harken back to what they know, and they come at an approach of asking for the same questions they asked 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when in effect you and I know technology has changed rather dramatically over that time period. So oftentimes we go in and we explain to them what we can do now, and they would ask different questions if they actually knew. So part of the process is really teasing out those customer requirements. And like I said, it's a very consultative approach that we take, but it's difficult. You can't just take kind of your average sales guy to go into a customer. You have to have very highly skilled engineers, often skilled engineers that come from the particular industry that we serve, whether it be hard rock mining or energy, or even high-end maritime customers. So I would think that's the biggest trick, is getting the right people that understand the industries you're serving, so they can kind of tease out those customer needs, so you can kind of close that loop and really tease out what the customer really needs, not just what they think they want, if that makes sense. Again, it's kind of a different business. I mean, we call it kind of it's a very IBM-esque approach, let's say. It's a little bit different. So the skill sets of your team are different, your sales engineers, your salespeople, your back-end engineers. It's not as scalable as perhaps some other facets of the industry that we know, and therefore it's a different business. You have to do a great job for your customers in order to maintain that customer base, because it's not something you want to do. Our jobs are very front-end loaded. We do all the work up front, and if you design it right and appropriate, if it's an appropriate solution, it's pretty hands-off for many, many years. We still have customers, very happy customers and satisfied customers that we've been servicing for 10 and 12 years now. And if you do that and you do it well and you can protect that customer base, you're not always out chasing the next deal. But the downside to that is, of course, the scalability thereof. Like I said, it's front-end loaded, a lot of work happens up front. Therefore, it's not something we can just go out and expand very quickly. So it's a little bit of a different business, and you just have to look at it as a different business.